लेकिन नेट में देंगे, नेट में नहीं, हम लोग है तो लगा सकते।
कर देंगे।
ठीक है, अच्छा ये काम कर रहा हूँ सुबह का।
क्या कार्यक्रम शुरू हो चुका है?
जी, कार्यक्रम शुरू हो चुका है।
कुछ करें।
कार्यक्रम शुरू हो चुका है।
सर ये शुरू हो गया है सर। इनका कुछ सरस्वती वंदना का था लेकिन ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा है, तो आई थिंक वी कैन गो अहेड सर।
जी, you may start with your welcome address.
Can I start?
Sanjeev ji, kindly go ahead with your welcome address. We can't hear you.
Okay. That's what I was asking. Thank you so much. I would like to welcome all the participants, and especially would like to thank the members from AICT advisors and Director Faculty Development Cell. I would also like to, first of all, I'm very thankful that our Secretary Science and Technology has joined, and he has agreed to address this meeting. And I would also like to thank AICT because all the schemes which are run by AICT are very important for our students as well as faculties. I would not like to take much time, but since we have already conducted so few meetings by AICT, where our students and teachers are also aware of few schemes. I have seen the list of schemes. There are few schemes where our institutes are not getting benefit only because we have started late and we have less number of years of experience for our colleges. Like there are some schemes which I am seeing spices, minimum 5 years of experience is required. Hardly we have completed 3 years of experience for many of our institutes, and in these schemes we get around 1 lakh each year for the development of club, different clubs in the institutes. So if there is any change in this kind of schemes where our institutes can take benefit, it will be very nice for us. Then already we have applied for various model schemes which our polytechnics have uh, already applied themselves, but still they are not able to get benefit because their minimum 5 years of experience is required, 5 years of setup of the institute. So if there is some relaxation in the conditions by AICT, then most of our institutes, because government is taking care of the institutes and it's all being groomed up in a very proper way, we can take help of these schemes and our students can also benefit. At the same time, the schemes like Saksham and Pragati, we have in Pragati around 25 students from degree who are taking benefit, 4 students from diploma who are taking benefit. Similarly, in Saksham, which is for handicapped students, 1 student from degree level and 1 student from diploma level is taking benefit. The number of benefits that should come to the state is still less. Maybe the awareness is less. That's why this program of AICT is very important for us. And at the same time, we want more such trainings, especially faculty development trainings, even the kind of courses which for which we have to take help of NPTEL, and then we have to take help from some outside agencies like skill development agencies. For those kind of things, AICT can start free of cost courses, and where by they can also give us certification for the students also, not only for faculty. So I would like to thank AICT for taking this initiative. I will not take much time. I think after this, we have address by our secretary, sir. So I would request our secretary Sri Lokesh Kumar Singh sir to give his address. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everybody, including representative from All India Council of Technical Education and our esteemed colleagues in the department. And am I audible?
Absolutely.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yeah, esteemed colleagues of the department and my principals of polytechnic colleges, engineering colleges. They have also joined engineering colleges.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Total
Yes, sir.
300
Of engineering colleges,
450
technical
participants are there,
colleges, and
sir.
all other faculty members. You must be aware, since you have been associated with the department for some time, that AICTE is the apex regulatory body for so many things, and AICTE has so many programs which are basically aimed at improving the quality of our faculty, students, and improving the environment of research and innovation in the institutions and overall development of the institutions. So one day I was having some sort of discussion with Honorable Chairman AICTE. Then he briefed me that there are so many schemes which other states are taking advantage of, and Bihar at the same time has not been able to actually get that benefit, keeping in mind the number of institutions we have and the size of our state in terms of population and geographical area. So then he actually suggested that one training program can be arranged. So in view of pandemic, it was not advisable or to have online, I have a physical session at Patna or any other place in Bihar. So for the time being, we decided to conduct one online training session with experts with the active involvement of experts from All India Council of Technical Education. And we have agreed that in due course of time, when the situation improves, though it has started and things have started becoming normal for the time being, but we do not know the future. But if the situation improves, we can have a physical mode workshop at Patna. Nevertheless, the basic objective of this workshop is to sensitize the faculty members and the principals about the various schemes. Since you are working in the department and I think this is your main work, the teaching and learning. So it is expected that you should be aware about these programs, because most of these programs are available on websites of the council. But somehow, because as the director has pointed it out, that maybe we are not able to meet certain criteria for availing some benefit of some schemes. At the same time, maybe we are fulfilling some criteria for some schemes, but because of lack of awareness or proper commitment, we are not able to submit these proposals. So unless we submit the proposal, we can't get it through. So today I will request All India Council of Technical Education's representatives to give details about these schemes, and particularly they are also aware about our infrastructure and the availability of faculty in the institutions as of now. So basically those programs which are more suitable, keeping in mind the present scenario of infrastructure and all, those should be especially focused upon, so that the orientation is more towards those schemes. In the meantime, department is working hard to meet so many other required deficiencies, like we are almost in the building of engineering colleges and polytechnic in all the districts are about to complete. So maybe in 3-4 months, we will be having all the campuses all the institutions in their own campuses. Moreover, recruitment at the level of Bihar Public Service Commission is also happening, and we have now we have started getting the recommendations also. So maybe another 5-6 months, the whole landscape of this technical education is, I think we hope it will change. So that should also be kept in mind, because every time these kind of workshop cannot be conducted. The moment you fulfill those criteria, and then one should, I think, one should pursue it. We have one program, basically, government of Bihar has a program called Sat Nishchay. So Sat Nishchay 2, now government in this regime has come up with Sat Nishchay 2. So Sat Nishchay 2, apart from other things, it says that we have to promote uh, technical education in Hindi. In vernacular language, for us it is Hindi, to the extent it is possible. So, but it can be done in alignment with the All India Council of Technical Education. So there is a scheme where you can, I think I've heard, I don't know, that if somebody can translate books of books that are in English in Hindi, then there are some schemes for incentives. Whether then translation requires some sort of legal issues also. That also needs to be kept in mind. So my faculty members should be sensitized about those things also, because that is one task that has been entrusted to the department, to come up with some technical, uh, come up with some books of technical education in Hindi. So whether they can write it originally or they can translate it, I'm not very much clear on it, because translation requires, I think it will require permission from the original author. What is the guideline? What is the rule? These things I will also expect AICTE to brief our faculty members. So I wish that this workshop should be able to sensitize and motivate our faculty members, and they will come up with some proposals, and so that we can avail the facility that is available to all the states. And we should, our students, institutions, faculty members should not be deprived of any scheme that is already there in existence. So I thank you again, especially AICTE, the madam who is present on behalf of AICTE, for taking your time and organizing this online workshop. Thank you.
Uh, Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Shri Lokesh Kumar Singh, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Bihar, Sanjeev Kumar Ji, Director, DST, Government of Bihar, my worthy colleagues who would be joining me soon after this lecture. Neeraj Saxena Ji, he is Advisor 1 here and looks after institutional development. Then we have another two colleagues, Amit Kumar Srivastav, who looks after students development, and then Kalyan Venkat, who looks after faculty development. That is all the three stakeholders. The first question is, why is today's workshop? See, today's workshop, it is so very important, Bihar, as maybe one of you can correct me, with roughly an estimated population of 125 million. And probably one of the most dense populated area, which I have just now Googled, that 1,307 per square kilometer of population density. Somehow it is not reaching out, and all our schemes, whether these are for institutions or our schemes are for faculty members or our schemes for students, they are not reaching out. During one of the, may I request all others to kindly mute themselves when the other person is speaking, otherwise you won't be able to hear us well. Thank you.
Government Polytechnic Aurangabad, please mute yourself.
Kindly mute yourself. All faculties, kindly mute yourself.
While carrying out, did you hear me till now? Hello?
Yeah,
Could you
audible,
hear
ma'am.
me?
Yeah, audible, please.
What I was speaking before, could you hear whatever I have spoken?
Yes, it
Yes,
was
everything was clear. Everything was clear. You can go ahead, please.
Thank you. So while one of the bureau meetings, we realized that few states where our schemes are not reaching, that whether it is students or it is the faculty members or the institutions, they are not able to take benefit of some of the schemes. Like I can right now tell you, Secretary DST, that I do not translate any of your books in Hindi medium. It is not needed. Now, I would also tell you why it is not needed. AICTE, as it is translated, all the books of UG curriculum, that is engineering undergrad curriculum, in 11 scheduled languages. And right now also, this development of undergraduate courses in Indian languages. And now how would it happen is that you have your entire curriculum, your content in English, there is a barcode next to it. The moment you scan it, you, and along with the language which you select, either you select Bengali or you select Hindi or you select Telugu or Tamil, it automatically gets translated in that language. So in order to ensure that we have enough inclusivity in the regional languages, we are, as it is, carrying out this task. And since this is being carried out by AICTE, which is the highest regulatory body in technical education, you need not repeat or develop the whole concept one more time. See, all of you know that the national education policy has just now come in. And this national education policy this envisions that equitable access to quality education to all students with a special focus on socially, economically disadvantaged groups, making quality higher education opportunities available to all individuals. This is government's highest priority. Now, what are the facets of exclusion? Facets of exclusion can be in terms of the social structure of the society. It can be in terms of the economic structure of the society, or it can be other disadvantageous groups. Financial constraints, admission processes, geographical and language barriers, poor employability potentials coming from the first generation learners. So just to ensure that all these schemes of AICTE are met with full potential, today, we have invited that people will be telling you what all schemes AICTE has and how different people, different institutions in Bihar can take advantage of it. I can specifically tell you this specific scheme which we are running. We call it ATAL, very fondly call it ATAL. ATAL is AICTE Training and Learning Academy. So may I request Rahul to play a small PPT for me so that you understand it a little better. See, specifically in this ATAL Academy, what we are doing is that, too many core areas are coming. Like, for example, you have artificial intelligence, you have robotics, you have virtual learning, you have supply chain management, blockchain management, virtual realities. So how these are faculty members, how would they teach if they do not have core competency themselves? So this ATAL Academy was started, and last year, because the number of teachers it has trained worldwide was the highest, it was awarded the World Book of Records. Next slide, please. It's one of the best thing about it is that in ATAL Academy, every state has been covered, and then most 97% of districts have been covered from where participants have come and enrolled for our FDP. So FDP is Faculty Development Program. Last year, we completed roughly 1.5 lakh participants were trained in all the core and niche areas. This year, till now, we have roughly completed 700 FDPs and more than 71,000 teachers have been trained. Next slide. So now for these, because technology has been the biggest enabler in this specific context, your teachers can enroll themselves. It is a 5 days FDP. Everything happens 5 days, and these are conducted by the best institutions in the country, either IITs, NITs, central universities, highly rated private universities. And our experts are not only from India, our experts are worldwide experts. We pool in experts in these core competency areas from everywhere in the world. So because of the enabling technological access, all your teachers, your principals, your polytechnic principals, they would have access listening to the best experts in the world. So I think, that way, and it's a 5 days FDP. Every Monday it starts and every Friday it concludes. The only requirement is that you have to have mandatorily 80% of your attendance and 60% are the passing marks. And these are also eligible that for your next promotion. All the faculty members kindly note that for the career advancement scheme, all these training programs which you go through Atal Academy, these count for. Next slide. So, these are some of the major thrust areas: Internet of Things, blockchain, robotics, data sciences, cybersecurity, 3D printing and design, augmented reality, virtual reality, quantum computing. Normally, what challenge all of you would face that in case you want your teachers to be teaching these contents, generally you would not have teachers who are trained in these core competencies. So for these core competencies, it becomes mandatory that your teachers go through these programs. We have expanded our areas. Now even in engineering, in management, you can see through the slide, from system engineering to sustainability, computer sciences, green technology, sustainable engineering, strategic civil infrastructure. In management also, every possible heritage management to design thinking, technology management, whatever we can think of, we have included. So, and it is a fully computerized process. We have a dedicated Atal portal. All your people can simply log into that portal and can register for whatever FDP, whatever faculty development program they want to attend, they want to learn. Next slide. We have also included some more courses this particular year. And then, these are some of the things. Now, we decided that only theoretical knowledge is not really working out. So we have done, like, all the people who deal with electronic design automation, one of the world leader Cadence Design Systems. We did one faculty development program with them. Then ARM India and ST Microelectronics, we again did a few FDPs with them. Now we are coming up with Microsoft and SAP, with the Microsoft and SAP, and I think you need to pay your attention, Secretary DST, that this Microsoft and SAP would be only choosing women, and specifically from tier 2 and tier 3 cities, and preferably from disadvantageous cities. And this is called Tech Saksham program, where they would be training the faculty members and young girl students. Then they would be doing their hand holding for doing the project. Then they would also be trying to see that, they get employment by learning those respective technologies. They would also be doing their hand holding. And in case someone starts a startup, or maybe someone comes up with an innovative idea, they would also be doing that incubation funding. It is a Tech Saksham program, primarily a program of CIE, but then AICTE has tied up with Microsoft as well as for SAP for this specific program. So these are some of the things which Atal Academy has been doing. It is also available of Umang app with all its features. So I think, feel free to write to me. Everything is available on AICTE's website. My contact details are available. In case you want to understand or know anything more about our core competencies faculty development programs, it is AICTE's endeavor that we encourage and we ensure inclusivity, we commemorate diversity, and we finally celebrate excellence. So we have given technical awards to 20 national teachers recently on 5th of September by the Honorable Cabinet Minister. My other worthy colleagues, Neeraj Saxena ji, would take over from here and tell you about other schemes of AICTE. This was one of the specific schemes, and the scheme which we are doing with industry, specifically with this our Tech Saksham program. I think Bihar can take huge advantage of it. And reach out to me anytime should you feel that any further guidance or any further assistance is required in this regard. Thank you so very much. Neeraj ji, you may please take over.
Thank you very much. I have my colleague Paramjit with me. We are from the Institutional Development Cell. And before I actually come to my presentation, I would like to share one of my experiences which comes from my previous organization. I'm on deputation from IFACTE, Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council, where I was instrumental in setting up TIFAC Centers of Relevance and Excellence. And it so happened that it was started in 2000. So in 2005, we received a starred question from the Parliament, why there is no TIFAC Center of Excellence in Bihar. So we had to go back, find out the reasons why there was none. And it turned out that there was no applicant at all. Much later, I had one of the officers from DST of Bihar walking into our office and with a request that please tell our colleagues in the colleges how to make proposals. So we hit upon this idea of having proposal development workshop for all the schemes that we were running from my previous organization. And it was a hit. And ironically, there was no proposal from Bihar again. So I come with that experience, and I am going to explain some of the schemes that we are running, especially from the institutional development cell. And we are very proactive. You have walked one step, we are ready to walk two. So we'll shake hands with you and we'll ensure that there are larger footprints of our schemes in Bihar. So with that promise, I start my presentation. So we have some schemes which are the landscape of infrastructure, laboratories, research, and skill enhancement. Under the infrastructure, we have cafes, which is campus accommodation and facilities enhancing social experience. Previously, it was known as hostel. We added, we wanted not just the 4 walls to be given to the student, but also gym, indoor sports, library facilities for a well-rounded experience. We have currently 3 variants which cater to the requirement of ST students. We have one for the northeastern region and another scheme for the differently abled students. I'll be coming to these. Then we have a special scheme for the northeastern region where we take care of their hardships with reference to electricity, water, and internet facilities. Our major focus is on laboratories. So we operate a scheme, modernization and removal of obsolescence. It has been there for several years now. I'm sure the faculty from Bihar also knows about this. We have recently introduced a concept of Idea Lab, which is idea development, evaluation, and application. I'll be covering this. Then we have on the research and skill enhancement front, we are supporting conferences of national and international nature. From last year, we have allowed these conferences to be conducted in online mode also, and we provide support for them also. Then we have eShodh Sindhu scheme, basically to provide e-resources. And we have AICTE scheme for promoting interest, creativity, and ethics among students. I'll touch upon this in subsequent slides. So that was about the schemes that we run. Here I'll be speaking about the ones which are more relevant to the state of Bihar. So we have this hostel scheme, which is for the government and government-aided technical institutions or the polytechnics, and they need to be in existence for 5 years. For SC/ST students, the requirement is of 200 students to be on the campus, and it is going to be a 60-seater hostel. We are going to shortly announce another variant of these cafes, which is RAIL, stands for remote locations, aspirational districts, island locations. These are the institutions located in these are are disadvantaged. So we have created this variant, and we just gathered some data and found that there are 13 districts which are into this category of aspirational districts. They are Araria, Aurangabad, Banka, Begusarai, Gaya, Jamui, Katihar, Khagaria, Muzaffarpur, Nawada, Purnia, Sheikhpura, and Sitamarhi. So these are 13 districts, and we just found out that there are 53 institutions spread across these 13. And if they fulfill the conditions of this scheme cafes, they should be able to apply. And they here we provide a support of to 3.25 crores to establish these hostels. So SC, ST and rail, these are the two variants which are applicable for the state. So we have talked about them. Next is the modernization and removal of obsolescence. We have created, again, three variants here, keeping in mind that there were institutions who were applying for several years but were not able to get because of certain reasons. So we created a variant which is for aspiring institutions, and this is meant for those who have never been able to receive MODROP grant. We created another one which is for the polytechnics, because we found that polytechnics had to compete with the engineering institutions, which took away the lion's share. So I'm happy to report that after implementation of this, which is these three variants which have been there for 1 year, we are funded under the MODROPs to around 250 institutions, rather projects, of which 200 are for the first time. So first time beneficiaries outnumber the ones which have been receiving in the past. So it's clearly, you can see advantage being offered to the institutions located in your state. So this is, we are providing 20 lakh per project. So any institution can apply for up to three projects. So this is what I've explained. There should have been 50% admissions in the past 3 years and should not have been sanctioned MODROP project. So all such institutions qualify to be considered for this MODROP aspiring institution variant. Financial contribution from industry and institute is desirable in this variant and is given weightage. MODROP regular has been there for almost 2 decades now, and only those institutions who have live NBA accreditation, at least one, they are eligible, and industry and institute contribution, industry or institute contribution is mandatory, and this is aimed at institutions who are well off and require funding to upgrade their infrastructure. MODROP Polytechnic is exclusively for the polytechnics, and in the past there have been some institutions, I think, who have taken benefit, but in the last 5 years I don't see if any institution from or polytechnic from Bihar has benefited on it. So we are open to receiving proposals from polytechnics.
I would like to intervene. I'm director here. I would like to intervene in this matter. I had ensured that all our polytechnics apply for MODROP schemes, and as far as my knowledge goes, all my polytechnics have applied for MODROP scheme. I think they have not got any benefit. Secondly, about cafes, what campus accommodation scheme, I can see the criteria which you have put, the 200 SC, ST student on roll. Now our institutes maximum capacity is 900. Expecting 200 SC, ST in any of the aspiring district also, it's very, very difficult, because it's the examination is conducted. We take admission through what is their rank in IIT, and they can take students can seek admission in any of the colleges. So I think personally for Bihar, this CAFES scheme we cannot take benefit at all. The number of SC/ST student on roll, the number should be, or it should be logical. Actually, it is not logical, because when we have total 1,000 students or 900 students in our campus, how can we expect that we will have 200 students in our campus for SC/ST? So basically, this scheme outrightly Bihar has been rejected to take benefit of this scheme.
Okay. Yeah, we'll look into it. We'll look into it. Because this scheme has been there around for 5-6 years.
They also take benefit of the scheme. Regarding mod drop, I would like to say ki again, like I need to be, I'm not informed ki what has happened, because all our polytechnic institutes have applied for mod drop.
Yeah. No, we actually just concluded the evaluation process, and we will go back and find out what are the reasons why they could not make it up, and we'll share those reasons with you.
Okay.
We'll have a discussion on that. In fact, we want to do that exercise also. So we'll be happy to share the findings with you.
Okay.
So I'm moving on to the next one. This here also 20 lakh per project is what we give. So maximum 3 projects are expected. Then this is spices we introduced last year, is to support one club that is, or a student chapter which is existing in the institution, and it has to be raised as a model club with a matching amount from the institute. So there is a small purse of about 2 lakhs available to a club, and we expect the other clubs to follow this model club and raise their performance. So this we will be shortly announcing this scheme. This is a scheme which is open throughout the year. Institutions have to apply 6 months in advance if it is a national conference, and 8 months in case it is a national conference, international conference. So we look forward now that online conferences are also admissible. So we look forward to some proposals in this scheme also. So up to 3 lakh is provided for national, 4 lakh for international conference, which in fact it is 1/3 of the total cost that we provide, and 3 and 4 lakh being the ceiling. An online conference we provide the support of 50,000.
Dr. Neeraj, again, I would like to intervene. I'm very sorry I have to intervene. Again, you see, for our institutes, taking benefit of this grant for organizing conference, GOC, will not be able to get, because we have already told there are very few institutes which are having 8 years of experience. If it can be decreased to 5 years of experience, mainly for whom we require? We require these kinds for those states which are just emerging. Obviously, we have taken the steps in very late stage, but we are the state which require this kind of support from AICTE. Then again, if you are saying 8 years of existence, no, government has taken very big steps. Government of Bihar has, under 7-step program, it is spending around 100 crores of rupees per institutes, even more than that. This crore just for the establishment purpose, so starting. But again, after that, year by year, our institutes are funded, but we are not able to get any benefit under these schemes. And we are the institutes, we are the Bihar is the state which requires the maximum help. Now, with these conditions, we will not be able to take benefit of these kind of schemes for organizing conference. Also, if you are not able to get support.
Right. To some extent, I agree with you, but not fully. For example, ModRob is modernization and removal of obsolescence. You do not expect things to be obsolete within 4 or 5 years. So those institutions which have been in existence for longer duration are eligible for it. So that is in the spirit of the scheme. Similarly, conference, when you organize, there is definitely a need of a person or a group of people who are well experienced in conducting conference. Some experience is required. It cannot be completely.
No, we have faculties with experience. Like you have one full-time regular associate professor or professor. We have these kind of people in our institutes.
Right. No, we will look into this.
Then again, the another one is Spices for developing students club. Mainly, those institutes which are new, which are being groomed by the government, they need support. But because of certain stringent conditions, which we find difficult to match, we are not able to take benefit. Secondly, it's also the problem of our faculty that I accept that they also need motivation. They also need this kind of knowledge which you are sharing. They must be motivated. This is what I agree completely with you. But we also need some structural support so that at the level of administration, we can direct you, okay, you can take the benefit of these schemes, but you have not taken. But generally, what report we get from our institute is that no, we are not eligible for these kind of schemes. So for maximum of the schemes, we are not eligible. So we find ourselves in a difficult situation how to tackle these problems. So I think at the policy level also, I request you with our feedback, if you can make some changes in the policy. So institute like the state like Bihar, which is lagging so much in technical studies, we can also move forward. Thank you. Thank you for patient sharing.
Yeah, we'll connect later on after this is over. Yeah. So
Sure,
this is a scheme which we have introduced this year. It was launched on the first of this year, and here we are providing infrastructure worth about 1 crore to support students in developing or acquiring 21st century skills, and also facility that helps them translate their ideas into prototypes. So here the eligibility is that institution should be in existence for 10 years. And this condition is there for this year. And they must also be having at least one NBA accredited program. In fact, I must say that this is a scheme where we are trying to have these idea labs set up with a geographical distribution, fair geographical distribution. And I would like to share the number of idea labs. 50 have been set up so far. So in the state of Andhra Pradesh, it is 5, Karnataka 5, Kerala 3, Maharashtra 5, Pondicherry 1, Tamil Nadu 5, Telangana 4, Assam 1, Chhattisgarh 2, Gujarat 2, Haryana, West Bengal 2, UP 4, Rajasthan 1. So you can see this is a scheme. In the first year itself, we have ensured that the projects are evenly distributed across the country. There are a couple of states like Bihar, Punjab, Himachal, Jammu. We have not been able to set up because we did not receive proposals. We are going to shortly seek proposals, and if there are institutions who qualify, we would directly like to connect with those institutions and handhold them and help them in putting up a proposal, sound proposal. So this is to it is to that extent that we are ready to step forward. So here up to 50 lakh is provided by AICTE. Next is the eShodh Sindhu scheme, where we provide subscription to the e-resources. It is available to the AICTE approved government aided institutes, college, university departments, which have at least one PG course running. And here we seek proposals once in a year against an advertisement. So aspirants have to go to this page and log in here using their institutional ID. Then they can submit the proposals. This is AQI's application. After they log in, they have to come to this spot and enter and then proceed. These are our email IDs. We'll be more than happy to connect with and address the queries that we receive. So I think I stop here and let my other colleagues to take over. Thank you very much.
Very good presentation, Dr. Neeraj Saxena. Thank you so much for enlightening all of us. Sanju ji, Amit
Yes,
is
ma'am.
not joining. Dr. Amit is not joining. Whether you would be doing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you may carry on.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Namaste. I'm Sanju Chaudhary, Assistant Director, Student Development Cell, AICTE. मैं आपको आज स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम्स जो AICTE का स्टूडेंट डेवलपमेंट सेल है जो स्कीम चलाता है उसके बारे में आपको मैं आज बताना चाहूंगी. We can broadly classify these schemes into 4 categories. पहली कैटेगरी में है स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम, सेकंड कैटेगरी में है फेलोशिप स्कीम, थर्ड कैटेगरी के अंदर है ट्रेवल ग्रांट और फोर्थ कैटेगरी के अंदर है इंटर्नशिप स्कीम. सबसे पहले स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम के अंदर 4 स्कीम्स आती है. AICTE प्रगति स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम फॉर गर्ल स्टूडेंट्स, AICTE सक्षम स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम फॉर स्पेशली एबल्ड स्टूडेंट्स, AICTE स्वनाथ स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम एंड फोर्थ है AICTE पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम. फेलोशिप स्कीम के अंदर है AICTE डॉक्टरल फेलोशिप. ट्रेवल ग्रांट स्कीम्स के अंदर है AICTE सपोर्ट टू स्टूडेंट्स फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन कंपटीशन अब्रॉड. In short, we can say it ASSPCA. और इसके अंदर सेकंड जो स्कीम है वो है AICTE INATG ट्रेवल ग्रांट स्कीम. और जो लास्ट कैटेगरी है इंटर्नशिप स्कीम, ये है AICTE मिटैक्स ग्लोबल लिंक रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप. सबसे पहले हम लोग स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम देखते हैं जिसमें है AICTE प्रगति स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम. इसके अंदर ये एक स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम है जिसके अंदर गर्ल स्टूडेंट्स को जो कि डिग्री या डिप्लोमा करना चाहती है इन टेक्निकल एजुकेशन, वी आर गोइंग टू सपोर्ट हिम हर फाइनेंशियली बाय गिविंग हम हर एन स्कॉलरशिप अमाउंट ऑफ ₹50,000 पर ईयर. इसकी जो एलिजिबिलिटी है वो है कि जो लड़की है, जो स्टूडेंट है, वो या तो फर्स्ट ईयर डिग्री या डिप्लोमा लेवल कोर्स में AICTE अप्रूव्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन में एडमिट होनी चाहिए, या फिर वो सेकेंड ईयर डिग्री या डिप्लोमा लेवल एंट्री हो उसकी थ्रू लेटरल एंट्री. और मैक्सिमम 2 गर्ल्स पर फैमिली आर एलिजिबल टू अप्लाई अंडर दिस कैटेगरी. और जो लास्ट कंडीशन है वो है कि उनकी फैमिली इनकम, टोटल फैमिली इनकम शुड बी लेस देन 8 लाख पर एनम. यानी कि उनकी फैमिली इनकम जो सालाना ये आय है फैमिली की वो 8 लाख से कम होनी चाहिए. इसके अंदर जो स्कॉलरशिप अमाउंट दी जाती है वो दिया जाता है 50,000 पर एनम. यानी कि अगर फर्स्ट ईयर के स्टूडेंट है वो डिग्री लेवल में है तो उसको हर साल 50,000 रुपए दिए जाएंगे 4 साल तक, जब तक उसकी BE कंप्लीट नहीं हो जाती. नंबर ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप 23 स्टेट्स और यूटीज है. इसमें हमने 10,000 स्कॉलरशिप्स को दिया है जिसमें से डिग्री के अंदर 5,000 है और डिप्लोमा के अंदर 5,000 है. बाकी जो 13 स्टेट्स और यूटीज है जिसके अंदर अंडमान निकोबार, जम्मू कश्मीर, लद्दाख, दादर और नागर हवेली, ये सारे स्टेट्स और यूटीज आते हैं. इनमें आने वाले सारे एलिजिबल गर्ल स्टूडेंट्स को स्कॉलरशिप दी जाएगी. इसके अकॉर्डिंग अगर मैं बिहार की बात करूं तो बिहार के अंदर डिग्री लेवल कोर्सेज के अंदर 52 सीट्स फिक्स है अंडर AICTE प्रगति स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम. सिमिलरली अगर मैं डिप्लोमा लेवल कोर्स की बात करूं तो बिहार में 84 सीट्स दी गई हैं. सेकेंड स्कीम है स्कॉलरशिप में AICTE सक्षम स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम. दिस इज डेडिकेटेड ओनली फॉर स्पेशली एबल्ड स्टूडेंट्स. इसके अंदर भी फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस 50,000 पर एनम दिया जाता है. एलिजिबिलिटी इसकी भी सेम वही है जो प्रगति की है. या तो बच्चा फर्स्ट ईयर में होना चाहिए डिग्री या डिप्लोमा लेवल कोर्स में, या फिर वो सेकेंड ईयर में होना चाहिए लेटरल एंट्री के थ्रू. इसमें टोटल फैमिली इनकम 8 लाख पर एनम उससे कम होनी चाहिए और जो डिसेबिलिटी का उनका परसेंटेज है वो 40% या उससे ज्यादा होना चाहिए. अमाउंट ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप जैसा कि अभी मैंने आपको बताया इसमें भी 50,000 सालाना दिए जाएंगे. नंबर ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप में कुछ मेरिट नहीं है. इसके अंदर सारे एलिजिबल स्टूडेंट्स को स्कॉलरशिप दी जाएगी. थर्ड स्कीम है AICTE स्वनाथ स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम. ये अभी हम लोगों ने रिसेंटली स्टार्ट की है 2021-22 ऑनवर्ड्स. इसके अंदर हम लोग फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को देंगे जो या तो ऑर्फन हो या फिर उनके पेरेंट्स या उनकी मम्मी पापा या फिर दोनों कोविड-19 की वजह से उनकी डेथ हो चुकी हो, या फिर आर्म फोर्सेस या सेंट्रल मिलिट्री फोर्सेस के अंदर शहीद के बच्चों को इसमें स्कॉलरशिप दी जाएगी। यानी कि जो स्टूडेंट या तो वो फर्स्ट ईयर में है, सेकंड ईयर में है, थर्ड ईयर में है, फोर्थ ईयर में है, वो किसी भी ईयर में है, अगर वो इस एलिजिबिलिटी को मीट आउट करता है तो वो इसके अंदर अप्लाई कर सकता है। बस इसके अंदर एक ये कंडीशन है कि टोटल फैमिली इनकम इस केस में भी 8 लाख से कम होनी चाहिए। और अमाउंट ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप एज पर रूल्स अकॉर्डिंग ये है 50,000 पर एनम। नंबर ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप को हमने डिग्री में 1000 और डिप्लोमा में भी 1000 कर रखा है। AICTE पोस्ट ग्रेजुएट पीजी स्कॉलरशिप के अंदर हम लोग फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस देते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को जो कि पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे हैं। इसके लिए जो एलिजिबिलिटी है वो कुछ इस प्रकार है। उनके पास में वैलिड गेट या जीपैट स्कोर कार्ड होना चाहिए एडमिशन के टाइम। वो एक फुल टाइम स्कॉलर होने चाहिए कॉलेज के। पार्ट टाइम स्टूडेंट्स को स्कॉलरशिप नहीं दी जाती, फुल टाइम स्कॉलर इसके लिए एलिजिबल है। उनका एडमिशन AICTE अप्रूव्ड इंस्टीट्यूशंस या यूनिवर्सिटी डिपार्टमेंट में होना चाहिए और AICTE अप्रूव्ड कोर्सेज में, यानी कि जो स्टूडेंट्स ME करना चाहते हैं, MTech करना चाहते हैं, M आर्किटेक्चर करना चाहते हैं, M फार्मा करना चाहते हैं, ये सब एलिजिबिलिटी वो सब एलिजिबल है पीजी स्कॉलरशिप के अंदर। और इसके जो अमाउंट है वो है 12,400 पर मंथ और ये 2 साल तक दी जाती है। जैसे कि हमें मालूम है कि ME और MTech करने में 2 साल लगते हैं, तो 12,400 पर मंथ दिए जाते हैं। जो स्टूडेंट्स ME जो BTech इंटीग्रेटेड कोर्सेज के अंदर है वो भी इसके अंदर अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। बस कंडीशन ये है कि उनको उनके लास्ट ईयर सिर्फ 1 साल के लिए स्कॉलरशिप दी जाएगी। और मैंने भी जैसे ड्यूरेशन ऑफ फेलोशिप में आपको बता ही दिया है कि 24 मंथ्स के लिए दी जाती है। फिर है फेलोशिप के अंदर स्कीम आती है AICTE डॉक्टरल फेलोशिप। इसके अंदर फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस उन स्टूडेंट्स को दिया जाता है जो AICTE अप्रूव्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन से PhD कर रहे हैं ताकि रिसर्च कल्चर को प्रमोट किया जा सके। एलिजिबिलिटी के लिए ये है कि वो रिसर्च स्कॉलर टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर एडमिशन होना चाहिए उसका जो क्यूमुलेटिव ग्रेड पॉइंट एवरेज है इन शॉर्ट CGPA वो 7.5 होना चाहिए ऑन द स्केल ऑफ 10। और यही चीज अगर मैं परसेंटेज में बात करूं तो 70% मार्क्स होने चाहिए उनके बैचलर्स और मास्टर्स में। और एज फार एज एज इज कंसर्न उनकी एज 30 इयर्स की एज से कम होनी चाहिए एज ऑन द डेट ऑफ एडमिशन। और एक स्पेशल है इसमें कि SC ST या PH कैंडिडेट्स के लिए CGPA में छूट है। उनमें जो जनरल के बच्चों के लिए जहां पर 7.5 है वहीं पर SC ST PH कैंडिडेट्स के लिए ये 7 है और जो परसेंटेज है वो 65% है और एज में भी रिलैक्सेशन 5 साल का दिया गया है। अमाउंट ऑफ फेलोशिप में जैसे कि ये 3 साल की स्कीम है, पहले 2 साल में उनको 31,000 दिया जाता है और उसके बाद में जो थर्ड ईयर है उसमें उनको 35,000 पर मंथ दिया जाएगा। इसके साथ ही HRA दिया जाता है 8%, 16% और 24% अकॉर्डिंग टू द GOI नॉर्म्स। और हर साल 15,000 पर एनम एज अ कंटीजेंसी अमाउंट दिया जाता है। अभी तक जितना ADF के अंदर है हम लोगों ने 365 AICTE 365 फेलोशिप दे रहा है 42 यूनिवर्सिटीज। और जहां तक बिहार की बात है, बिहार की आर्यभट्टा नॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी पटना ये ADF के अंदर आती है और यहाँ पर हम लोगों ने नंबर ऑफ सीट्स अलॉट कर रखी है 10। यानी कि जो भी स्टूडेंट आर्यभट्टा नॉलेज यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर आते हैं वो 10 स्टूडेंट पर ईयर इस फेलोशिप को लेने के लिए एलिजिबल है अगर वो एलिजिबिलिटी कंडीशन को मीट करते हैं तो। ये पूरा है इंडिया की सारी यूनिवर्सिटी का डेटा। अब थर्ड नंबर पे जो मैं थर्ड कैटेगरी है वो है ट्रेवल ग्रांट स्कीम। इसके अंदर AICTE सपोर्ट टू स्टूडेंट्स फॉर पार्टिसिपेशन इन कंपटीशन अब्रॉड, हम इसको इन शॉर्ट बोलते हैं ASSPCA। इसके अंदर फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस प्रोवाइड करता है AICTE ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को जो कंपटीशन में पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए फॉरेन जाना चाहते हैं। इसकी एलिजिबिलिटी कंडीशन है कि एक टीम, बच्चों की टीम फॉरेन में जानी चाहिए जिसमें मिनिमम 2 और मैक्सिमम 10 स्टूडेंट्स हो सकते हैं। ये स्टूडेंट्स या तो इंजीनियरिंग या टेक्नोलॉजी में एडमिटेड हो फ्रॉम AICTE अप्रूव्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन। इनके पास में जब ये अप्लाई करें SSPCA में तो इनके पास में लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस होना चाहिए दैट दे आर इनवाइटेड फॉर इंटरनेशनल कंपटीशन अब्रॉड। और इसकी एक और कंडीशन है कि इन्होंने नेशनल लेवल इवेंट में भी पार्टिसिपेशन करना चाहिए और अपनी कोर्स ऑफ स्टडी में सिर्फ एक बार स्टूडेंट को इस SSPCA का बेनिफिट मिल सकता है। फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट की बात करें तो हम मैक्सिमम 10 लाख पर इंस्टीट्यूट देते हैं, यानी कि अगर 10 स्टूडेंट्स की एक टीम है तो हर एक स्टूडेंट को ₹1 लाख दिया जाएगा अंडर SSPCA। ट्रेवल ग्रांट के अंदर एक दूसरी स्कीम है जिसका नाम है AICTE INATG। इसके अंदर फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंस दिया जाता है ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स को दोज हु आर गोइंग टू प्रेजेंट देयर रिसर्च पेपर इन कॉन्फ्रेंस अब्रॉड। इनकी जो एलिजिबिलिटी है वो प्री फाइनल या फाइनल ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स होने चाहिए। वो इंटीग्रेटेड MTech के लिए भी स्टूडेंट्स इसके लिए एलिजिबल है। जो ME कर रहे हैं वो फर्स्ट ईयर सेकंड ईयर के स्टूडेंट्स भी इसके अंदर अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। बस कंडीशन ये है कि वो AICTE अप्रूव्ड इंस्टीट्यूशन के स्टूडेंट्स हो। स्टूडेंट्स जो MS रिसर्च कर रहे हैं या MSc इंजीनियरिंग कर रहे हैं वो भी इसके अंदर अप्लाई करने के लिए एलिजिबल है। उनका जो CGPA है वो 7 होना चाहिए ऑन द स्केल ऑफ 10 और मिनिमम 65% होना चाहिए। उनके पास में लेटर ऑफ एक्सेप्टेंस होना चाहिए फॉर प्रेजेंटिंग अ रिसर्च पेपर इन अब्रॉड और उनको इसका बेनिफिट इनकी पूरी कोर्स ऑफ स्टडी में सिर्फ एक बार ही मिलेगा और जो मैक्सिमम फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट है वो 1 लाख पर स्टूडेंट दिया जाएगा। हमारी फोर्थ कैटेगरी के अंदर है इंटर्नशिप स्कीम। इसके अंदर आती है AICTE मिटैक्स ग्लोबल लिंक रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप। इसके अंदर हम लोग फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट प्रोवाइड करते हैं स्टूडेंट्स को जो इंटर्नशिप के लिए कनाडा जाने चाहते हैं। इसकी एलिजिबिलिटी है कि UG अंडर ग्रेजुएट प्रोग्राम में एनरोल स्टूडेंट्स वो इसके अंदर अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। उनका मिनिमम CGPA 85% होना चाहिए। उनकी कम से कम एज वो 18 साल या उससे अधिक होनी चाहिए और उनको इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज उनकी एकदम फ्लुएंट होनी चाहिए क्योंकि दिस इज कंपल्सरी इन ऑर्डर टू कम्युनिकेट इन कनाडा। और ग्लोबल रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप के अंदर टेक्नोलॉजी और इंजीनियरिंग डिसिप्लिन्स को प्रमोट किया गया है। प्रमोशन जो ड्यूरेशन है इसका वो 12 वीक्स का है बिटवीन मई एंड सितंबर। मतलब 12 वीक्स के लिए स्टूडेंट्स इंटर्नशिप के लिए कनाडा की यूनिवर्सिटीज में जाते हैं। एज पर AICTE मिटैक्स ग्लोबल लिंक रिसर्च इंटर्नशिप अब तक का जो इनटेक है वो 300 सीट्स है, यानी कि हम 300 स्टूडेंट्स को पर ईयर सपोर्ट करते हैं और जो इस पूरे प्रोग्राम की कॉस्ट है वो है $12,000 कैनेडियन डॉलर। इसमें स्टूडेंट को कुछ भी पे नहीं करना पड़ता। ये मिटैक्स और AICTE इन दोनों के द्वारा जॉइंटली बॉर्न किया जाता है, यानी कि जो सिलेक्टेड स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट इंटर्नशिप करने के लिए कनाडा जाएंगे। उनके कैनेडियन डॉलर जो 12,000 इंटर्नशिप के ऊपर जो इनकी कॉस्ट आ रही है वो मिटैक्स और AICTE इन दोनों के द्वारा जॉइंटली बेयर किया जाएगा। ये जनरल इन्फॉर्मेशन है। अगर कोई छात्रा प्रगति के अंदर अप्लाई करना चाहती है तो उसको नेशनल स्कॉलरशिप पोर्टल पर जाना होगा। सक्षम के लिए विद्यार्थियों को नेशनल स्कॉलरशिप पोर्टल पे जाना होगा। PG स्कॉलरशिप का फायदा लेने के लिए उनको AICTE पोर्टल पर अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करवाना है। ADF के लिए जैसा कि अभी मैंने आपको बताया, ADF के लिए हमने टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटीज को एडमिशन का उनको एडमिशन देखना है। तो टेक्निकल यूनिवर्सिटी में किस तरीके से एडमिशन होते हैं, उनका कब वो एडवर्टीजमेंट निकालते हैं। ADF के अंदर उनको जाने के लिए कंसर्न यूनिवर्सिटी से कांटेक्ट करना है। SSPCA के लिए उनको एक हार्ड कॉपी इनका एप्लीकेशन फॉर्म है उसको फिल करके उनको AICTE हेडक्वार्टर पहुंचाना है। AICTE INATG प्रोग्राम के अंदर उनको INA की वेबसाइट पर विजिट करना है। AICTE मिटैक्स इंटर्नशिप प्रोग्राम में अप्लाई करने के लिए उनको मिटैक्स की वेबसाइट पे जाना है और स्वनात स्कीम के लिए उनको नेशनल स्कॉलरशिप पोर्टल पर विजिट करना है। ये सारी स्कीम्स है जो कि स्टूडेंट डेवलपमेंट ये सेल देखता है स्टूडेंट्स की स्कॉलरशिप, फेलोशिप और ट्रेवल ग्रांट और इंटर्नशिप से रिलेटेड। थैंक यू।
Thank you, Sanju, for such an deliberate and elaborate presentation about various schemes of AICTE. Colonel Venkat, you may take over and explain about various faculty development programs of AICTE.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am, for giving an opportunity to be speaking. So it's an honor the state of Bihar and also at the same time for intimating to each and everybody that we are continuously coming forward and then trying to various initiatives that the AICTE is taking over a period of time. And this is exactly where that I would also now request everybody to, after having heard the student development cell's initiatives towards leading to various financially funded grants. Colonel Venkat, Director at Faculty Development, would be letting you know about various initiatives on the faculty development cell. This is not the first of the various webinars that we have done. I think we have spoken numerous times to the state of Bihar and their faculty members, students, about various initiatives. Notwithstanding, amongst the various initiatives that we have a faculty development program, which pertains to about a 2 weeks training related program, which is in a residential mode. And this is a program wherein each and every faculty can come forward, apply to it at AICTE, where we fund 7 lakh rupees for a residential 2-week training program. And actually speaking, and the topic which he or she wishes to continue doing work on, research on, and also at the same time getting connected with many more people happens to be the one where this fund can be utilized. This fund utilization has got a major impact in today's time, wherein the activity also has been allowed to be conducted in an online mode. And when I say that it's been allowed to be conducted in online mode, an amount of rupees 1,86,000 for a 2-week training program has been sanctioned. And accordingly, the multiples of the various amounts of 186 till the 7 lakhs which has been sanctioned can be utilized in conducting multiple training programs. So that is the first, which is the faculty development program. And in connectivity to the faculty development program, then we have a program, because we also got the message and information that sparing a faculty member for continuous 2 weeks becomes that much more difficult. So we have a program which comes in by the name of short-term training program. And when we say short-term training program, this is for a 1-week duration, terms, conditions, and everything remaining the same. Only difference is instead of 2 weeks, it is 1 week. And number 2, instead of 7 lakhs as the maximum amount, AICTE provides 5 lakhs to the particular institute to conduct this particular program. That is the difference. And this allows maximum faculty members to avail the benefit of short-term training programs from AICTE. Exactly similar to what we did in the previous method. Here also we have permitted the institutes to go for an online mode, and exactly 50% this particular program also can be conducted in the multiples of money which has been sanctioned to a particular institute. So we finished about faculty development program and short-term training program. But let me also at this keep telling you that towards faculty development program, another initiative which AICTE has taken is that we conduct faculty development programs in collaboration with ISTE also. Now these are called as AICTE ISTE short-term training programs. Per year we give 250 training programs to these through AICTE and ISTE collaboration. And when I say 250, they are also 1-week training program, exactly akin to what we have as part of the short-term training program. The difference between this training program and other training program is only that this training program, this training program leads to actually speaking carrying out an induction or a refresher program, as compared to the other one where it was a domain specific and you were kind of enhancing your knowledge. Also, in AICTE ISD sponsored training program, the benefit also happens that we go far into the rural and in the aspirational districts, thereby promoting various institutes who have never got fund before, or for that matter, many of our polytechnics who are in aspirational districts of India. In addition to 250 programs which we do, we also subscribe to the concept that these institutes should have done minimum 1 program. In case if they wishes to take a program from AICTE, they should have minimum done a program at their own side under their own financial funding. So this is the third concept of our training program which we are doing for the faculty. However, not limiting to only these 3, we continue to provide additional assistance, and the additional assistance now we provide is by means of AICTE Technical University Memorandum of Understanding. As of today, we have MOUs with about 20 technical universities spread across the country. And we are in a continuous process of increasing the various MOUs, which we are doing it on a regular basis. Very recently, we are about to sign MOU with Delhi Technical University, and at the same time, we are also going for Madan Mohan Malviya Technical University. The idea behind MOU between AICTE and a technical university happens to be multiple. There's a multiple. So the various activities now which are happening through it. Number one, we are financially funding 16.5 lakhs in totality to a technical university for conducting 10 training programs for teachers, that is the faculty members. These training programs also are supposed to be in a residential mode. All training programs which AICTE conducts are for 6 days duration. Saturday is considered as a working day, so it's a Monday to Saturday when a training program is being conducted. AICTE funds 1.5 lakhs for training program, and it is expected that the university itself should come forward with 1.5 lakhs. Suffice to say, when you people are listening to this, that you have an opportunity either to approach your technological university, wherein you people can act as a resource persons, you can act as a coordinator, you can put up your papers. Number two, in case you wish to attend a training program, then you can attend a training program as a participant also. So I did mention there are 10 training programs for teachers. The 11th training program, we are doing it for the librarians. Now, this is a unique initiative by AICTE wherein we have understood the importance of librarians in the complete system of today's education, and after understanding it, we are continuously giving courses to the technical university to enable our librarians to upgrade themselves to the latest nuances. More so, when keeping in mind that in today's context, it is the technology driven, and when we say technology driven, technology has come into the education in such a manner that unless and until our librarians who are handling this complete resource are also not upgraded, pure continuously providing upgradation to the faculty members also gets defeated. So there's an 11th training program which we give to an institute, to a university. So my request to all the librarians who are attending, or my request to all the faculty members who are attending, please motivate your fellow colleagues who are working in the library to avail this program. In continuation to our technical universities, now we give 4 more training programs. So the total becomes 15 per technical university. Now, when I am saying 4 more training programs, these 4 programs have to be for the non-teaching staff. Now, the non-teaching staff is nothing but your workshop superintendent, your administration, your finance people, your foreman, your workshop floor assistants. Even these people do require continuous upgradation and updation of their skills and the knowledge. The only difference between non-teaching staff training program and teachers training program, including the librarian training program, is that non-teaching staff training program is for 2 weeks duration, and it is compulsorily or mandatorily to be done in an offline mode. It has to be a face-to-face functioning wherein the technical universities are supposed to be coming forward, chartering a program, scheduling a program, and then teaching them about basic activities which they're supposed to be doing, or any latest developments, latest initiatives, or for that matter, any best practices which have been observed, that also needs to be imparted. Now, these are the various activities which we are doing through various technical universities. It's an opportunity to each one of you to please either act as a coordinator or a resource person, or for that matter, upgrade your own knowledge by being part of these training programs. All technical universities have been told to advertise this, and after advertising it, only then a proper selection happens for these activities. Please take part in it. It would be a huge benefit to each one of you. In addition to this, now there is another program which is called as the Ict Nptel Activities, which is being carried out. Now this particular activity is being done in an online mode. When this is being done in an online mode, it is being done through the NPTEL, which is at IIT Chennai. Why I am referring to that also in this context? The reference of that in this context happens to be for a single reason, that all faculty development programs, all short-term training programs, whether done by AICTE, through technical university, through IST, are counted towards your CAS as per the AICTE Gazette notification of 1 March 2019. So once it is counted towards your CAS, it is pertinent for me also to mention that all NPTEL online courses, which are also available, which also can be taken by the faculty members, are also equated for the purposes of CAS. How the equation is carried out? It's a 4 weeks training program, or an 8 weeks training program, or a 12 weeks training program. A 4 weeks training program is equated as a half of a FDP. 8 weeks is equated as one of an FDP, and 12 weeks training program is equated as 1.5 weeks of FDP. And in case if you see your Gazette notification for promotion, minimum 2 faculty development programs everybody has compulsorily needs to have gone through at the existing Gazette notification. So please go through that in case you haven't gone through the Gazette, and that is how each of the training programs benefit you for your CAS. So AICTE financially funds many programs. Through NPTEL, we have come into an understanding where those programs also have been integrated for your. These are the overall various faculty development and short-term training programs. Now let me come to the faculty, other issues related to the faculties. One of the biggest schemes of AICTE, and it's a scheme which is continuing right from the last 50 years, is the only scheme of the government of India, erstwhile MHRD, which has continued non-stop without a break for the last 50 years. In the last year, we celebrated Golden Jubilee also of this particular scheme, and that scheme happens to be QIP. A QIP scheme has got 2 components to it. One is a normal QIP, other is QIP Foreign University. Let us speak about QIP. A QIP is further divided into 3 aspects. One is for engineering and technology, second is for pharmacy, and third is for polytechnics. When I am speaking about what is this, understand that QIP scheme allows you to pursue your higher education, that is your PhD. Earlier, we also used to have MTech into your QIP mandate. Now, MTech is no more a mandate in QIP for engineering and technology, because MTech happens to be the basic entry level for all the teachers. Prior to coming into teaching as in higher education, you are supposed to be MTech qualified. So we do not have an MTech for engineering and technology. AICTE provides 15,000 rupees per month as a scholarship to all faculty members who get selected to undergo PhD through QIP centers at AICTE. Number 2, we give, in addition to scholarship, we give 15,000 rupees per year as your contingency grant. And the third is that prior to even commencement of your 3 years of PhD in a QIP center at AICTE approved, we allow you to undergo 6 days of pre-PhD period with TAD also given into that. That's called as a pre-PhD component. In pre-PhD component, why it's extremely important. Pre-PhD enables you to, justify your work, finalize your work, understand the dynamics of a QIP center, go and meet your guide, go and try to finalize your paper, go and try to finalize your topic, and also go and see the laboratory and the work conditions which are existing. Once you are completely satisfied, you come forward for commencement of your PhD from the next academic year. The AICTE supports this scholarship for 36 months. Extension of this scholarship is also permissible, but on a case-to-case basis, duly justified, and the documents on the website of AICTE under faculty development schemes are very much available. Request everybody to go through that for larger interest. I would request, and I would take this opportunity to speak to most of you. Please utilize this scheme. Do not, I'm repeating, do not spend money outside and do PhD. Try to come forward through AICTE QIP scheme. We fund you. Please avail benefit from AICTE QIP scheme to the maximum possible opportunities that you can have. Now, connected with this, I also need to tell you about QIP scheme about pharmacy. Identical to what engineering and technology I said, we have a QIP for pharmacy, and identical we have QIP for polytechnic. Now, why am I telling you all these 3? That is because many of you amongst must be from polytechnics, many of you would be from pharmacy. There are separate seats, separate vacancies, and we have multiple QIP centers which are across India, which are identified as QIP centers and nodal centers who offer these vacancies. One of the latest additions which we have done, that is modifications to the QIP for your benefit, which you people should understand. We have allowed a QIP beneficiary to visit major QIP centers. Now I will try to differentiate between a major and a minor QIP center. A major QIP center are all IITs. Major QIP center in pharmacy is Dipsar, Delhi, and a minor QIP center, a major QIP center in Polytechnic is your NITR, Chandigarh. So all the beneficiaries of QIP who are undergoing PhD in other QIP centers of AICTE are called as minor centers. So a teacher undergoing QIP, that is PhD in a QIP center, can come to a major QIP center for 1 semester. And that is, if I make you understand somebody who is studying in a regional area, let us say we talk about your state, Bihar only, somebody is studying in Patna and Patna doesn't have any major QIP center, then you can select any of the IITs in India which are a major QIP center, and then you can go for 6 months training to that IIT, and AICTE once again funds you in addition for this particular movement. This is to increase better cooperation, interaction, getting to learn best practices. At the same time, faculty members who happen to be studying already in a major QIP center, let us say somebody happens to be studying in NITR, Chandigarh, Dipsar, Delhi, or any of the IITs in India, through QIP scheme, can go for 6 months abroad. He can pursue his PhD 6 months abroad. For this, AICTE grants you another 3 lakh rupees directly to the beneficiary. There are various changes, modification which we have done. These changes and modification have been done. Each one of us benefit from this particular scheme. Connected scheme in case if some management, connected scheme in case if suppose I have somebody from the administration is called as nomination of QIP centers. You can apply to AICTE for recognizing your institute as a QIP center. And then you can proudly declare that you are an AICTE nominated QIP center providing higher education to various people, in which students from across the country will come and attend your particular forum. And we fund separately, on a separate funding basis, we give to a QIP center. For all those who are interested, they can visit our website of QIP scheme on the AICTE. You will get to know the funding for a QIP center. The another vertical of QIP happens to be QIP Foreign University. QIP Foreign University allows you to undergo complete PhD for full 3 years abroad, provided that particular university is in the Times or Shanghai or US top 100 ranking, and in India top 100 NIRF ranking institute from where you are moving. So there's a basic qualification in which you are going. AICTE funds you a scholarship of 25,000 per month in this scheme for going for this particular funding. Very recently, we have just about funded 2 faculty members for QIP Foreign University. So please come forward, visit this particular subject also on the website, and you will get to understand that people can actually visit this particular also. Now, somebody has asked a question, Rajaram Shah, that how much experience is needed to apply for PhD through QIP. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a question of experience. It's a question that you need to have finished minimum 5 years of teaching and learning in an AICTE approved institute prior to applying for a PhD for a QIP center. So you need to be applying having minimum 5 years of teaching experience. Okay, that in case if suppose solves your query, then I will move to the next scheme of AICTE, financially funded, that is called as RPS, Research Promotion Scheme. Ladies and gentlemen, Research Promotion Scheme of AICTE enables you to come forward with your proposals, come forward with your ideas, thoughts, which can translate it into innovations and which can translate into research. And then you can submit to AICTE as and when we open the portal, or we call for applications. And once you call for applications and you submit, we have a very online transparent system of evaluation, which is called as AQIS evaluation. And through that, in case you are a lucky beneficiary who do get selected, we do fund you. AICTE funds maximum of 25 lakhs for a proposal on research promotion. And through this research promotion, you can actually benefit not only yourself in your work, you can benefit the institute, you can benefit the student, you can benefit the industry, because a collaboration with the industry is must for coming forward for an RPS proposal. It's a phenomenal initiated funding planning of AICTE, wherein we give opportunities to the faculty members to come for search work. We are trying to incorporate that patenting and IPR kind of concept should also be part of RPS, because unfortunately our faculty members slightly lack the understanding of patenting and IPR. That is also now going to become a part of your research promotion schemes concept of providing financial funding. The breakdown of the financial funding in RPS happened to be 85% to 15%. 85% happens to be your non-recurring grant and 15% happens to be recurring grant. By non-recurring, it implies that you can go on to purchase an equipment which has been approved as part of your proposal. And by recurring, it is basically the consumables which are required to continuously monitor and run this particular equipment. And in addition to your attending a workshop, seminar, or a forum, or your any other allied or miscellaneous expenditure. So that is how a research promotion scheme has been mandated. Now let me also tell you various variants of research promotion scheme. When we talk of variants of the research promotion scheme has got variants. Number 1 as RPS General, number 2 RPS Rural, number 3 RPS Northeastern Region, number 4 RPS ADF, and number 5 RPS Management. So there are 5 variants. RPS General, everybody can apply. Financial funding remaining the same except for RPS Management, where financial funding limits to 5 years, 5 lakhs. Rest everywhere it is 25 lakhs. RPS General, everybody can apply. But having understood that in RPS General, we give weightage to the accreditation, NBA accreditation, AICTE came out with various schemes to benefit institutes who are in our aspirational districts and whose departments are not accredited till now. That is why we decided to come forward with RPS NER, Northeastern Region, and RPS Rural. In RPS Rural scheme, we do not have any weightage to accreditation. So you people can rightfully apply for RPS Rural also and RPS General also. And quite obviously, once you apply and once you qualify, you do get the financial funding, and you can go about. All RPS schemes are for 3 years, except management, which is for 2 years. That's the difference between management and other RPS schemes. We have a 3 years financially funding scheme with a mandate that any other institute or the department who has got RPS financially funding in the last 3 years cannot apply or cannot get another grant in the currency of that scheme. When I say currency of that scheme, means in the time when the previous financial funding project is still going on, you cannot be seeking another financial grant from that department for RPS. So having understood faculty development program, short-term training program, AICTE IST program, AICTE NPTEL program, AICTE Technical University program for faculty, the librarians, for non-teaching staff, having understood QIP, Foreign University, having understood RPS and all its variants. Now let me come to the next one, which is called as AICTE Technical Book Writing and Translation. I propose to say, and sufficient for me to say, that the National Education Policy, which was released last year, highlights the importance of the regional education as one of the most important and mandated subjects, unless and until we empower our faculty members and students towards promoting the regional education and come out of the mindset of only giving education in English. That is what exactly the National Education Policy talks. And the National Education Policy talks that the regional education should be continued right from the school education till the higher education. And when it has to continue till the higher education, AICTE has come forward and then allowed higher education to be now given in regional languages. We have given a supernumerary strength to the various institutes who wishes to come forward to take this benefit. So in connecting with it, AICTE scheme of technical book writing and translation now comes very handy. Today, when I am speaking to you, first year undergraduate books and first year diploma books have already been written originally as per AICTE's model curriculum and on the outcome-based education as what has been mandated in the National Education Policy. After having written in English, these books today are in the process of translation so as to make it available to each and every student who wishes to pursue, because of a single reason that when we took a survey and we found out in immediate academic year, that is the coming academic year, 5 languages have been agreed to come forward to promote undergraduate, that is Hindi, Bengali, Tamil, Telugu and Marathi. So we are translating our complete contents into these 5 languages and then making you available. Now this is a Herculean task which is going on at AICTE, wherein each and every book is being now translated into the regional languages. My point in telling to each one of you is that if some of you are probable authors who feel that they can write a book, or some of you feel that you can come forward in this scheme of AICTE as a translator, please do come forward. Very soon we are in the process of now announcing for second year degree and second year diploma. Both for degree and diploma it is going. And today when I am speaking, it is not only for 5 languages. This 5 has now become 12. Because Bihar is predominantly a Hindi speaking state. So that's the reason I covered Hindi in the beginning, that we are translating into Hindi both undergraduate as well as diploma books. So that is another initiative of financially funded scheme of AICTE, in which to an original author who writes a book, AICTE gives 2 lakh rupees. To a translator, we are giving 1 lakh rupees. That's a good system which is being followed. I also request once again, some of you who are keen and coming forward, please do get connected with us at AICTE. It is mutually helpful to come forward and promote education in this manner. Now, continuing with financially funded schemes, give me a break 1 second, I'll have a glass of water. Continuing with the financially funded schemes, now the next in the line of financially funded schemes happens to be AICTE Professional Development Scheme, which we call it as, erstwhile it used to be called it as travel grant. Once you call it a travel grant, it is easily understood, but the concept of the scheme happens to be, we give opportunity to faculty members to travel abroad for attending various international conferences, webinars, symposium, workshop. AICTE funds complete your to and fro journey, your registration, and in addition, we also give you your DA per day, which is applicable. Subject to the condition that the workshop or seminar which you are going is already approved, please visit our website. There's a list of 700 plus workshops which are approved. If you happen to be getting an invite from any of these workshops to be presenting your paper, not merely attending. If you got an invite to present your paper, please apply to AICTE. We will approve it. And once you get an approval, please go ahead, spend the money, come back and claim from us your travel and your registration and your DA. But please visit AICTE website and read the scheme document before that. So that's a travel grant scheme, or today it is called as a professional development scheme. So once you read AICTE scheme documents, please look for professional development scheme. We also allow for conferences within the country also. Not necessary that you have to travel abroad. Any international conference being held in India also, that also you can take benefit of from this particular scheme. Connected schemes which also come in, there are 2 very important schemes which I would like to tell immediately. One is called as AICTE Distinguished Chair Professor, and second is in connection with INAE. We have INAE Distinguished Visiting Professor. Now these 2, why I am talking to you people, for senior faculty members from amongst you who consider themselves to be at the peak of their academic brilliance and their professionalisms, can come forward and apply to AICTE for INAE DVP, provided you have enough academic qualifications, professionalism, and industrial connect. Then AICTE shortlist you as a distinguished visiting professor And then we will connect you with many institutes in AICTE approved institutes to give a talk. The talk is basically with a reason to motivate many fellow faculty members and students based on your expertise and knowledge which you have gained. For every talk, AICTE gives 10,000 rupees as an honorarium. So honorarium is not a major issue. Major issue happens to be that we utilize your services and your expertise. A connected scheme happens to be AICTE Distinguished Chair Professor. This scheme is purely by nomination. The plus point is for all the institutes who are listening today, if you wish to connect with these DCPs or with these DVPs, as they are the topmost in the academics and their professionalisms, you can approach AICTE that you would also like that these distinguished chair professors come and give a talk in your institute, whether physically or whether online. Complete funding will be by AICTE. But the benefit of their talk will be to a respective institute. So please come forward on that lines also and come to us in case if you feel that you can take benefit out of this particular initiative of AICTE also, and then coming forward in connecting with people on this subject. Another extremely important activity which Faculty Development Cell does, and it should be known to you people, happens to be National Initiative for Technical Teachers Training. It is going by the short term as NITTT. Now, NITTT is mandatory for all teachers below 5 years of service to undergo. Gazette notification 1 March 2019, please go through it. There are 8 modules which are online. Each one of you is supposed to be undergoing these modules. It is for all those teachers who got commissioned into an AICTE approved institute as of 1st March 2019 Gazette. So go back 5 years. All teachers into service as of 1st March 2014 and beyond are supposed to be mandatory undergoing these 8 modules, followed by industrial training and followed by a semester-based mentorship under a teacher. Unless and until you do these things, you cannot be deemed to be regularized. So in due course of time, even your promotion from assistant to associate or from associate to professor will be linked as for this. As far as senior teachers are concerned, modules for senior teachers are under preparation. We should be in a position to take it out anytime. That is an ITTT. Registration and module fees are as per the website. Request each one of you to please visit nittt.ac.in. Another extremely important activity which we do is called as AICTE 360-degree feedback mechanism, which is mandatory once again for the promotion of teachers. Now, this has been done by AICTE in collaboration with Messrs. Smart Cookies. In case through this particular mechanism, which we have spoken to Bihar, I recollect, we have had 2-3 webinars in Bihar on 360-degree feedback. The purpose of this is that we need to now quantify the work done, or for that matter, make a teacher accountable, or for that matter, make a teacher develop his own potential and thereby provide a better education to the students. This 360-degree feedback mechanism is a wholesome mechanism wherein, in addition to your ACRs, you also have feedback coming from the students, from your colleagues, from your peers, and also from your management on a 5-point scale. So when you have on a 5-point scale, this enables your institute to see your growth and promotion. And also at AICTE now we are in the process of making this feedback mechanism mandatory for all financially funded schemes. So that's the importance that we are connecting with 360-degree feedback mechanism. Now comes an extremely important initiative which we have taken just about 3 months back. 3 months back, AICTE got in touch with micro, small and medium enterprises industry, MSME or it is called, and through them, through an organization called as IMEDF, we are coming forward to do programs which are Spurti related programs. Spurti means schemes of financially funding for regeneration of traditional industries. We have already carried out a program in Nagaland. We have carried out a program in Orissa. Today we are carrying out a program for the state of Rajasthan. And when we are carrying out these programs, we are making our faculty members connect with Spurti team. Spurti team teaches you how to write a concept paper, teaches you how to write a DPR. And through this concept paper and DPR, then your thought, your vision is taken and translated into reality. For the state of Nagaland, let me very proudly tell you, Polytechnic teachers from Arunachal Pradesh and Nagaland have come out with a wonderful concept note. That concept note has now been agreed. Based on their concept note, we are in a position to release 2.5 crore rupees from the MSME ministry. And a micro industry is being proposed to be established next to this Polytechnic. Now see the benefits. The proposal which came from Arunachal Pradesh was for food processing. They have lots of fruits in Arunachal Pradesh, fruits, pulp. But nobody knows how to process these fruits. So the fruits are being sold as normal fruits. So this Polytechnic teacher came out with an idea that these fruits can be processed. You can make jam, you can make squash, you can make juices. You can sell even the peeled skin. You can make beauty products. So a micro industry will be set up. Benefit of this is right from beginning to end setting up of the industry. Now comes the plus point that Polytechnic gets involved. The teachers get involved. So teachers get an opportunity to understand an industry. The students get an opportunity to understand internship, employability, production line, how to manage, how to sell their products. So should you people be interested in Spurti related projects, please do approach us. We look forward to your connectivity in Spurti related projects also. Another very important activity which AICTE has done in very recent time happens to be AICTE LITE program. That is Leadership in Teaching Excellence. Now keeping in line again with the National Education Policy, which emphasizes that digital system of education, or which we very loosely call as online system of education. So towards moving for digital system of education, it is extremely important that we make our faculty members competent and capable. AICTE got in touch with an organization, which is a Kerala-based organization, Messrs. Pupil First. And through this association, we have come forward and we have shortlisted 100 teachers across the country. And now we are teaching them full stack development program. This program is a top-end program as far as the computers and related activities is concerned. After having learned this program, these teachers are going to be now the pathfinders for AICTE. They would be the brand ambassadors of AICTE for taking this program forward in many of the AICTE approved institutes and making our teachers and students capable. Please come forward, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have taken much more time than what was allotted to me, but I thought it was pertinent to speak to you and let you know. Faculty Development Cell at AICTE under the aegis of our Honorable Chairman, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, Professor MP Punia, the Vice Chairman, and Professor Rajiv Kumar, our Honorable Member Secretary, sir, always continues to strive forward in connecting you with the latest, making sure that you remain competent, current, and relevant, making sure that you are looked after. That is the most important requirement which we look after. Be rest assured, every mail, every WhatsApp which comes to Faculty Development Cell will be answered. So any query, any suggestion, recommendation, you are at liberty to give it to me. My mail ID is on the website of AICTE. Very soon in the coming month, September 2nd week, we are opening the AQIS portal for year 21-22. All of you, please prepare your proposals. Do not wait for the portal to open, and that time you will start typing your proposals. Keep your proposals ready so that all that you need to do is that only upload your proposals at that point of time. One last thing before I will hand it over to the organizers. It has been my understanding for the last 2 years plus what I've seen here. We have very little representation from your state for the financially funding schemes. Please come forward in large numbers. And when you come forward in large numbers, we will be the one who will be supporting you in your financially funds. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks a lot. It was a pleasure interacting with you. Back to Mamta Rani ma'am, and ma'am, thanks a lot for giving me a chance to speak. It was a pleasure interacting with everybody.
Thank you, Colonel Venkat, for such an elaborate presentation. If you have any questions on any of the schemes, our experts are still with us. Dr. Neeraj Saxena for institutional development, Sanju Chaudhary for students schemes. I am there for Atal, and Colonel Venkat for faculty development. All our contact details are available on our website. So any one of you, if you want to connect with us, feel free to connect with us anytime. If there are no further questions or no further queries,
Good afternoon, ma'am.
now vote of thanks may be proposed, please. DST Government of Bihar was to propose vote of thanks. You may please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon to all of you. Honorable Chief Guest of this program, Sri Lokesh Kumar Singh, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Bihar. Our respected Director, Sri Sanjeev Kumar, Department of Science and Technology, Government of Bihar. Distinguished learned experts of AICTE, Madam Mamta R. Agarwal, Advisor 1, AICTE, Dr. Neeraj Saxena, Advisor 2, Institution Development Cell, AICTE, Dr. Amit Kumar Srivastav, Director, Student Development Cell, AICTE, Colonel V. Venkat, Director, Faculty Development Cell, AICTE, Dr. Amit Datta, Deputy Director, AICTE Atal Cell, Principals and faculty members of engineering colleges and polytechnic institutions, my dear students. It gives me an immense pleasure to deliver the vote of thanks for this event to all dignitaries and audiences. On behalf of the department, I would like to thank Honorable Chairman Professor Anil Dattatreya Sahasrabuddhe in his absence, who accepted the request of the department for organizing this training cum awareness program to our faculty members and students. I thank him again for his incessant, generous and kind support being given to this state. I express my heartfelt gratitude to Sri Lokesh Kumar Singh, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, who requested AICTE not only through letter but telephonically also to arrange this training cum awareness program so that our faculty members and students may leverage the maximum benefit of the scheme of AICTE like other states of the country. Thank you, sir, for not only taking this initiative, but also for blessing us with your presence. I would like to thank Sri Sanjeev Kumar, Department of Science and Technology, for striving constantly and tirelessly in bringing qualitative change to the technical education of the state. We are indeed thankful to you, sir, for highlighting the issues in context of Bihar and requesting AICTE to relook the policies and eligibility criteria of its scheme and to come up with a proactive view to encourage institutions of the state of Bihar. I express my heartfelt thanks to Mamta R. Agarwal, Advisor 1, AICTE, Dr. Neeraj Saxena, Advisor 2, Institution Development Cell, AICTE, Dr. Amit Kumar Srivastav, Director, Students Development Cell, AICTE, Colonel V. Venkat, Director, Faculty Development Cell, Dr. Amit Datta, Deputy Director, AICTE Atal Cell, Faculty Development Cell, AICTE, for providing information in detail about the schemes of AICTE for institutions, faculty members and students, as well as motivating and inspiring us to avail this opportunity. We felt really privileged in the sense that whenever we remember the ICT team comes offline, online with same enthusiasm and energy. And I'm really especially thankful to Colonel V. Venkat, who I remember, I think he has organized 4 to 5 such training program for the state of Bihar. At this juncture, I would like to point out that such type of projects would not be assessed by its cost value, but we learn a lot during their completion, and consequently it helps a lot in improving the competency and greater level of expertise. There is a direct correlation among the quality research development, job roles in the career pathways, and the level of project complexity. More complex the project, more opportunity to learn a lot. So institution faculty members and students should avail those schemes, and I assure on behalf of entire institution to my secretary, director, and experts of AICTE that from the very next day of this program, the institution will start working in a mission mode to get the schemes for which they are eligible. I would like to thank principal, faculty members, and students for your presence and attention in this training program. I would also like to thank IT cell of DIST as well as AICTE for arranging this program online. Now, with humble request to AICTE to relook the eligibility criteria for its different schemes so that states like Bihar may come up at par with other states. Thank you all very much once again. I am sure that this program happened to be quite productive and worth our precious time. Thank you. Thank you.
Madam, look at Thank you so very much. I think we can conclude the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, all of you.
बोले